And the reason why this program came about is because we know during COVID, a lot of black businesses have went away basically. So basically, John Hope Bryant, he caught the vision, like, wait a minute, this shouldn't never happen. So because of that, this initiative has been created to make sure that we are helping a lot of black businesses. And also with that being said, because of our bank partners, we have a lot of resources in place to help. Outside of that, most of the small businesses is available to anyone, but I just wanted to put that plug to know that that's another program to where we actually partner also with Shopify. So if you sell a product or anything like that, you will actually get technical support from them. You can actually use their services for free and no cost to you for at least 3 months for being a part of the 1 million black business program. But other than that, that small business program is available and open to anyone. I know I already touched on this about the disaster piece, but and this is part of it just to see how prepared you are if you were to have any type of disaster. And the reason why I touch on this too is because here in the United States, a lot of us, I know here in Tennessee, we are fortunate, but around the world, a lot of people are going through a lot of things. So we do spend a lot of time in that area. Also, we do partner with FEMA when it comes to that. Also, just real quick, I know we are out of tax season, but again, remember our program is set up to free up money, all right? So even here, working with the Biden sites, when you file taxes, this is a free program. We have it here in Knoxville at the L.T. Ross Center. I know I actually, years ago, I used the service, and I also went back to become a volunteer to use it. So it's an awesome program. Also, even some people will be surprised to not have taxes, but there is a chance that you could be leaving money on the table when you don't do that. So the EITC, H.E.R, income tax credit, is another form to where you may be leaving money or know someone leaving money on the table. So this brings me to the what we're going to be talking about. So what I will touch basically on is the importance of a business plan. The importance of having a personal business credit, why bank relationships matter, and the importance of financial statements. So the reason why I put this together like this is because I do work with business clients as well, and I see a lot of missing pieces. So as you notice, I'm here to try to fill in those gaps and most definitely touch on the missing pieces. Because one of the things here, I know as business owners, entrepreneurs, we're good at our craft, okay? I mean, and no one can do it better than a lot of us, right? However, just from where I am on the financial industry side, I think where a lot of people are unable to get money from banks. And that comes because of some of these pieces are missing. And I know, we do have a lot of programs, to where we're helping. But again, from our role, this is a missing piece, okay? But keep in mind, we're Operation Hope, we are here to help. This program does not cost. We are here to help anyone. Also, we hope that from this workshop, you will gain the importance of a business plan, increase your knowledge, and so forth. So 2 questions I have listed here, and it's just, again, you don't have to answer these. Why is it important or vital for you to have a high personal credit score? And what obstacles are hindering you from obtaining a business loan? With that being said, I want to move on to the components of a business plan. And the reason again why I'm touching on this is because, like I said, I am working with a lot of business owners, but a lot of them do not even have a business plan. All right? But even once, if some of you all who are already in businesses, working with bankers, and when you go to your funders, they want to see this. Okay? So even when you think about different components, and I'll just go briefly through these, like I said, I'm just giving an overview of everything, okay? But the executive summary, this is more for like a business proposal. This sets the tone, so it's basically where you're talking about giving, just a quick snapshot of what you're doing in that business, okay? Also, the business description, describing what the business is. What is your plan? What is your vision? Again, we heard earlier, write that vision, make it plain. That's another quote in this journal. That is very important that you do that. It's very important that you are writing things down. And you do the same with your business. Also, talk about your products and service. Give a description of those. What type of product are you serving? Or putting out there, what is your pricing? What is your marketing analysis? Who is your target? Who are you looking to sell this product to? What are other competitors that are out there? All right, that's doing the same thing that you're doing. Also focusing on that business strategy and the operating procedures. Who's going to run the company? Where is it going to be located? What are your hours? What is your strategy to actually start in this business? Also, the financial planning information. What are those financial goals? What is that anticipated revenue? How much money are you looking to make within the next 5 years? The supporting documents, having those financial documents, include resumes, pictures of your products, and so forth. So this is just kind of like a hub of what they want to see in that business plan. And also, each of you have a copy, and these are just a one-pager business plan I'm doing for you. So this kind of gets you thinking, what should that business plan be? Also, moving on, why credit matters. I will kind of go through a section with this as far as a little bit more detail. But it matters most definitely on our personal side and on our business side. I think earlier someone asked, how often are you looking at your credit report? You can go to annualcreditreport.com to look at all 3 credit reports for free at no cost to you. Now, however, they will not have your score, but it will have all of the information on there that you need basically. And as you see, there's 3 different bureaus to include Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Each credit bureau reports different information. All right, so it is very important that you are looking at all 3, and the scores are different on all 3 of those as well. Also, understanding your credit. As you see here, this is kind of like a range of what that credit score, means basically. So 730 and plus is excellent credit. 584 below is poor credit. Within our program, we would like to see it at least a 700, and it is possible. Okay. Also, this here, I tell people, if you don't remember anything else when it comes to your credit, take a picture of this, screenshot, or whatever. This is how they calculate your credit score basically. So if you notice the payment history, 35%, total debt utilization is 30%, and then for credit, 15, account diversity, 10, and new credit is 10. And I'm gonna go through these here briefly too. So even going back to that payment history, 35%, this is how they're calculating that. It is very important that you are paying all of your bills on time. It identifies if you have any past credit accounts on time. It includes all your payment history, so it includes your revolving and installment debt, and it details any late or missed payments. So it is very important that you are paying everything on time. Also, the amount owed or that credit utilization, this is only on revolving accounts only. So they take into consideration the amount that you owe versus the maximum amount you can borrow. So if you're paying everything on time and stay below this 30% credit limit, that's already 65% of your credit score. And even when you think about this kind of applies, like I said, to the revolving accounts, which includes your credit cards. So for an example, if you have a $300 credit limit, you shouldn't be using no more than 30% of that $300. So no more than $100 that you should be using on that credit card. So anytime you go over that limit, it decreases the credit score. Also, list of credit history. This is 15%. Here we tell people don't close any accounts. I know years ago in college, we know when you were a student, they give you all these credit card offers, right? So I didn't even know anything about a credit card. So I used that card and maxed it. And I will tell you, 20 years later, I was still paying on the card. And I'm like, why am I still paying all this money? Because of the interest. They charge you the H.E.R. most definitely on each purchase you make, and also for having a card. So even though it was I think the limit was like $5,000, but I think I ended up paying almost 20 to 30. So even just that side of that, I closed that card because of that reason. Not realizing when I did, my credit score did go down because it was all of that credit history that I had gotten rid of. So here, if it's something reporting good, most definitely we say you don't close any of those accounts because that is 15% of the credit score. Anytime you apply for new credit and receive it, it's 10% of the credit score. And they also look at how many of your accounts are new, when was the last time you opened those, and so forth. And types of credit in use, 10%. So again, I think it was mentioned earlier too, they don't want to see a lot of credit cards on the credit report. Because as a lender, they can be considered, or a loan officer, a risk basically, because it's too much available credit for you, okay? But they want to see a diverse mix on there to include your revolving and installment. And also, you don't need a lot of bank reporting to have a high credit score. They only look for 3 trades. It could be 2 revolving, 1 installment, 2 installment, or 1 revolving. You don't need a lot to have a high credit score. All right, and these are things that we're not taught. But as you see, the revolving is more so like the credit card and home equity line of credit, whereas the installment can be mortgage loan, student loan, car loan, personal loan, and so forth. Any questions before I move on? So now I want to talk about what is a business credit score. The reason why I want to talk about the person first, and I get this a lot. A lot of people come and say, well, I'm going to do my business credit. Okay, then I'll say, okay, let's see what's going on with your personal credit. But I tell you, a lot of the business owners I'm working with, they do not have a high credit score. All right? So I'm like, okay, let's work on the personal first. So you can't get to this business credit side. So when you think about that business credit score, this is basically when the consumer applies for credit and the vendor will report and so forth, and they will determine it to see if you're responsible for it. And they are looking at both, all right? Bankers do. Also, why does that business credit score work? Because most definitely it makes it easier to get the business financing. So you won't have to use your personal savings or personal credit card or anything like that. That's why a lot of money, especially, and I speak from, I'm not a banker, but I'm around bankers, all right, all day, every day. And I understand, what they're looking for. So as an educator on the financial side, I've learned from them to see how they can be getting my clients ready, to receive this money. And they have a lot of money to give. But again, we need to be in a position to receive it. And even when you think about getting money for your business, it's okay to get the money from the bank. That's how your business is going to grow. All right? And eventually you'll have your business to where it's actually funding itself, to where you really don't have to go to the bank anymore. But it's okay to use that money because that's helping you. Okay? Also, how business credit scores work. So as you see here, those scores are generated by 4 major credit agencies to include Duns and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, and FICO. Also, when you think about, I don't know where you are, with some of your businesses, I know I didn't ask that question because I'm trying to go through this, but I know some people have paid that have a Duns and Bradstreet number. Don't do that because you can do this for free. Okay? Also, 6 steps to establish a credit business profile. So it is very important that you actually incorporate or form an LLC, so you want to structure the business. And like I said, within our 8-week courses, we will teach you how to do all of this. Also, obtain an EIN number. Again, don't pay for this. This is free stuff, okay? Open that business bank account. It is very important that you do that. Again, I know there's a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot of my business clients, but a few is like, okay, it's very important that you are separating your personal expenses from your business expenses. I know sometimes it can be hard to do, but that goes back to having that business coach or financial coach or your accounting to help you set those things up because it is very important. Also, again, having a business phone line or something similar to that. I know, and I don't know if you all are familiar with a lot of the Google Suites and different things like that. That's a free service, and I know there's a lot of people who are using those Google telephone numbers too to help with your business. Also, again, like I have that DUNs, the Duns and Bradstreet, obtain that number because these are things that will help you actually start building that business credit. And also open up a business credit card or line of credit, especially if you're prepared and ready to do that. So again, these are ways to establish starting out that credit, a business credit profile. Also, banking relationships matter. Now again, with me being in the bank, and I know Rita can speak on this as well as a banker, it is very important that you are forming relationships with bankers, okay? I mean, because especially when it comes to your business, they want to know who you are, basically. And what they're doing, they're looking at this, the 5 C's of credit. You know, they look at your conditions, capital, character, collateral, and capacity. Outside of that, they want to know who you are as an individual. Because believe it or not, once they know you as an individual, especially if you have your 5 C's in order, they can become an advocate for you to get money for your business. So even when you think about the character part of it, you know, this refers to the credit history and it tracks the record of you repaying the debt back. The capacity basically measures the ability to repay the loan. So here they look at the debt to income ratio. Also capital, you know, the amount of money that the company has basically. How much can you put towards your business? And that's another thing we try to educate people too, you know, how to start a money. You know, because they want to make sure that you are putting skin in the game, you know, especially for them to keep along. Also collateral, you know, it's an asset that you can pay back, you know, or secured loan, you know, they want to see that. So, and even with Operation Home, that's what we're trying to get people to have within themselves for assets. So some of the biggest things within this program, we're big on home ownership, I think I mentioned that, and also a small business, all right? We push our clients to most definitely, you know, learn those skills, and so you can have assets for yourself. Also, going back to, they look at the conditions, you know, looking at the purpose of the loan, the amount involved, and the interest rate. So when they look at the length of time, you know, you have been employed, you know, how's your business performing, and the stability of it. So these are the 5 things that they are looking at, you know, before they are giving you that business loan. And also, this is another important piece, which is a big missing piece that I see. And again, I'm gonna go briefly through this, but even I haven't mentioned this. Within the packet that you have, I have examples of financial statements. And when you think about your financial statements, it includes your income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. So here it's very important that you have an accountant or a bookkeeper. I did start a bookkeeping business because of this reason here. All right? Because again, in my line of work, I see it's too much money on the table for us not to be prepared. All right? And also, I know, you know, some, you know, we don't really understand, but I'm like, okay, Lord, you have given me this gift to help people understand, and I don't mind giving back. All right? Because I'm just saying too many different things, you know, that's available that a lot of people are not tapping into. But again, it is very important, like I said, that you have an accounting or bookkeeper to help you with these things. And also, educate yourself. All right? You know, just don't rely on them to do the work. You learn it for yourself. Even though you may not understand all the ins and outs to it, but understand it for yourself. Okay? But even when you think about that income statement, it tells how your business performed over a period of time. It looks at the revenue, which is your income and your expenses, and also your profit and losses. And it records the funds going in and out of the business. So it's kind of like that budget, okay? Also the balance sheet. It tells about your business in an instant time. So more so like, you know, how much cash you have on hand. You know, if you do the checkbook, like, okay, how much is going on with that there. Also, you know, it gives information about your receivables, you know, what your customer owes versus your payables, what the company owes, and it looks at your assets and liabilities. So it looks at everything, and even too with that, it needs to balance. Okay? Also the cash flow, it shows a clear picture of the company. You know, the ability for it to pay bills and the future growth of the company. So even here, like I have cash is king. So if there's no cash, there's no company. So it's very important that you, and this is just a brief, you know, description of this. But this is very important when it comes to your business. And like I have here within this package, it just gives you an example of what an income statement actually looks like. Like I said here, it shows your revenue versus your expenses. Your balance sheet gives you information about your assets and your liabilities, on how they all need to balance together. And then also on the back of that, it gives information about the cash flow, on what you have to in versus what you have going out. So even just, and I think this comes to, conclusion of this. So, any questions? And I'm also gonna put my contact information up here, and I also have cards too, if you all would like to receive one of those. But, I know I kind of went through that, just wanted to give an overview, just to hopefully plant that seed. Like I said, as a coach, you know, what we do here at Operation Hope, please contact us. This is a free program. We will help you with all of this. And like I said, this is just a portion of our program, all right? Go to our website. We have tons of information on there, you know, that will help. So hopefully, you know, something that I said today actually helps in some type of way. If you have any family or friends, like I said, who can use this service, please send them our way. We would love to help. I do have a question.
Do you guys have a program set up for like younger kids, teenagers, young adults, or is it just more leaning towards, let me say teenagers, because my daughter really, she doesn't listen to me sometimes, so I can really encouragement from her to kind of get things.
Yeah. And I know definitely can fit.
Okay.
I know, like, Mr. Rika, I noticed how you kept saying, teach the children, teach the children.
Right.
Yes, it's very important. And I know I was sharing with one of my dear friends earlier, you know, I thought about my youngest son. Like I have 2 adult children and then I have, you know, 13, 25, 13. But even with that, it's funny because my older children help me see, Mom, he's becoming entitled. You know, and it is because of the time we're in. You know, and as a mom, I'm in a different place in life than I were with my older 2. So even with that, you know, I'm like, you know, they're right about that because more is coming to him, whereas with them it's been a difference. So even like she just kept saying, you know, even with him, to be honest with you, my older children tell me, they was like, well, Mama, you didn't teach him that. I didn't know. So, you know, he has a different mom than what they had, especially when it comes to money. So he understands the value of money, you know, because of that. And it is very important, like she said, talk about it to our children. Keep those conversations going in our home. Because it is very important. They don't teach us. Yeah.
We actually do what's called a reality check with some schools, and if you have kids, what we do is we assign them a personality, and that person has a job, has bills, and they go around and they try to make it towards the end of the month. We did it with high school, and some of the kids were like, "Dear Lord, I can't eat." And it was an honest like again, it is a free service. So if you have a group of kids or you're part of some sort of organization or even yourself, we can come in and do that reality check. It's especially created for even from kindergartens. We have one for every age.
Do you have to get approval from the school?
We have to get approval from the school. So if you know someone from the school, you can talk to them and connect me with them, and we will happily go in and talk to the kids.
Okay.
Or if you're doing something with your organization, we can come in.
Even if you have the churches.
Yes. Yeah. We can go partnership, absolutely. Yeah.
And we work with regions too. So we partner with banks all over the world. So, yeah. Any more questions? Thank you.